student, today topic is anti-angina drugs. So now we will start with introductions. Drug use in angina pectoris. So you will see introductory part of anti-angina drugs. Okay. Drug use in angina pectoris, that means the chief symptom of ischemic heart disease, that characterized by sudden severe cerebral discomfort or pain, which may radiate to left shoulder and along the flexor surface of the left arm. Angina pectoris mainly chief complaint of ischemic heart disease. Okay, characterize severe cerebral discomfort or pain will be occur. Next one is causes. What are the causes for these drugs? What are the causes for chest pain? First one, you will see pericarditis, mitral valve prolapse, pulmonary embolism, pleurisy, hyperventilation syndrome, trauma oblique reefs and fracture, chest wall ring syndrome. Okay, या फिर precardial crash. Next is we can say costochondritis. Okay, costochondritis is an inflammation of cartilage between the ribs and its sternum. Okay, esophagitis, acute and chronic esophagitis. And next one is anti-anginal drugs. Now this is you people see there is healthy coronary artery and there is atherosclerosis coronary artery. It is very clear picture. There is healthy artery. There is healthy artery. There is very clean. Okay, there is very clean and all blood inside the artery is clean and artery wall is also fine. Okay, that's why the all blood supply in oxygen demand is fulfilled. And there is atherosclerosis coronary artery. There is some plaque form. Whenever its blood is circulate, that time the plaque will be cause of obstructions. The artery is narrowing. That's why blood supply is not running properly, and sometimes blood clot will be there. That's why the blood is not supplied properly into the heart. When the heart, जब भी blood properly heart पे नहीं पहुंचेगा तो क्या होगा, न्यूट्रिएंट और ऑक्सीजन हार्ट तक नहीं जाएंगे, क्योंकि ऑक्सीजन को पंप करने के लिए इन सारी चीज़ों की ज़रूरत होती है जो कि ब्लड के थ्रू ही जाता है. ओके, जब ब्लड में ये सब नहीं जाएगा, ब्लॉकेज हो जाएगा, तो क्या होगा, चेस्ट में सीवियर पेन होने लगेगा. पहले सिम्टम्स. ओके, सडन पेन होने लगेगा, डिस्कम्फर्ट होने लगेगा. जैसे कि आप लोग पहाड़ों में चढ़ाई में चढ़ते हैं, तब जब तेज़ी से चढ़ाई में चढ़ते हैं तो क्या होता है कि चेस्ट में हल्का सा एक पेन महसूस होने लगता है. वो काहे की वजह से होता है, उस टाइम चढ़ाई में क्या होता है, ऑक्सीजन की डिमांड कम हो जाती है. वहाँ पे क्या होता है, हम वर्कलोड कर रहे हैं, इसकी वजह से क्या होता है, ऑक्सीजन की डिमांड कम हो रही है. बट यहाँ पे क्या है, अरिथ्रोस्क्लेरोसिस क्लॉट की वजह से ये जो वॉल है वो नैरो हो जा रही है. दैट्स व्हाई क्या हो रहा है कि चेस्ट पेन अक्कर हो रहा है. ओके, नेक्स्ट इज टाइप्स ऑफ एंजाइना. फर्स्ट वन इज अरिथ्रोस्क्लेरोसिस एंजाइना. आपने देखा कि अरिथ्रोस्क्लेरोसिस एंजाइना में कैसे प्लाक कोरोनरी आर्टरी में कलेक्ट हो जाता है. इट इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड कॉमन क्लासिकल एंजाइना. ओके, pain is induced by the exercise and emotion. Both it will increase the myocardial oxygen demand in such a patient. These narrowing of the coronary artery due to atherosclerosis and therefore increase the diastolic blood supply during the exercise. Okay, and it occurs imbalance between the oxygen supply and its demand. Okay, 90% you people see कि its erythrosclerosis angina constitute about the 90% in cases. Okay, next one is there are two principles found recognized. First one is classic angina. Okay, first one is classic angina and second one is variant angina and last one is unstable angina. Okay, first is, we can say this is types also. Okay, first classic angina, already we have seen ki stable angina, it is also called stable angina and external angina. Pain is induced by the same, पेन का ऐसे इंड्यूस होता है एक्सरसाइज की वजह से होता है, अरिथ्रोमा एरिथ्रोस्क्लेरोसिस प्लाक की वजह से होता है, कोरोनरी आर्टरी की वजह से होता है, जिससे क्या होता है द कोरोनरी ऑब्स्ट्रक्ट फिक्स विद ब्लड फ्लो फील्ड विद increase the during increase the demand of oxygen into the heart. Okay, and next one is you can say in clearly in between the attack time the erythema coronary artery, this is erythema, this plaque is occur there in coronary artery. Okay, this is coronary artery, plaque will be formed, that's called erythema. Okay, this erythema is obstruct whenever the blood is going through this artery. Okay, that time erythema is obstruction. Next one is perforating vessels. There is increase the narrowing the blood vessels also. Okay, this is perforating blood vessels there and diastolic pressures, left ventricular wall. Okay, there is ischemic subendocardial zone. Okay, during angina time this plaque also increase. Okay, this plaque also increase, that's why blood demand is not properly, that's why angina attack is common. Types of angina में next types is vasospastic angina, the rest angina, variant angina or proximal angina. It is uncommon. Okay, first we will see this is variant angina, this is classic angina and this is normal angina. In rest time there's the angina ring is like the cardiac coronary artery is rest time like that. After conducting the vessels and exercise time this is like that. This is the relax time, and exercise time this blood flow is increased. Okay, and there is classic angina, so you can say this, you people seen there is coronary artery that all erythema plaque will be collected in artery, and this is also plaque is collected in artery, and here one flow chart will be there. Flow is not increased. Here when we rest time, that time the coronary artery is narrow. After that conducting vessels work and exercise, the flow is increased, and here we can say the erythema plaque, the flow is increased because of erythema is collected in the coronary artery. Next one is variant angina. There is also a sparse flow is decreased. Okay, there is variant angina, their resting time this is increased size, and after the collect the spasm, and this cycle is after exercise this is decreased, and flow whenever this coronary artery is decreased, that time flow is increased. When flow is increased, that time heart not take proper blood supply. After that it just occur the ischemic heart disease, yeah, attack will be common. Okay, Next one is variant vasospastic angina. First one, it is variant and proximal angina which occur at the rest time. It's also occur at rest time and it's cause spasm of the coronary artery. Variant angina में क्या होता है कि coronary artery जो होती है अरिथ्रोमा की वजह से क्या होती है, क्लॉट की वजह से ऑब्स्ट्रक्ट हो जाती है, जिसकी वजह से प्रॉपर ब्लड सप्लाई नहीं हो पाती है और एंजाइना कॉज होता है. नेक्स्ट वन इज अनस्टेबल एंजाइना. A combination of factors like increase of myocardial oxygen demand in the coronary vasospasm and platelet aggregation may result in angina that called unstable angina, which require immediate treatment. Okay, when the proper blood supply is not proper blood supply is not during the time the angina, unstable angina, it's require immediate treatment. With rapid increase the duration of severity and attack is mostly due to rupture of the erythroma. The time erythroma clot attack platelet deposit and progressively occurring the coronary artery occasionally with the vasospasm. It couldn't treated. Next one is coronary artery syndrome. Coronary artery syndrome is an anginal pain occurring at the rest and during the rupturing of the arteriovenous clot, leading to coronary thrombosis and include the unstable angina and myocardial infarction. Coronary artery syndrome क्या होता है, जब ये कब अक्कर होता है, ड्यूरिंग द रेस्ट टाइम क्या होती है, अरिथ्रोस्क्लेरोटिक जो क्लॉट होती है वो रप्चर हो जाती है, जिसकी वजह से कोरोनरी थ्रोम्बोसिस हो जाता है और अनस्टेबल एंजाइना अक्कर हो जाता है और समटाइम मायोकार्डियल इन्फेक्शन विल बी अक्कर. ओके, ड्रग आर यूज्ड टू improve the balance between oxygen supply and demand or increase the oxygen supply and myocardial and coronary dilation. It reduces the oxygen demand, reducing the preload, afterload, heart rate and all these. Drug used in the treatment of angina are the following. Okay. First classification we will see there, nitrate. Nitrate, short acting and long acting drugs. Okay. First classification we will discuss nitrate, after that calcium channel blocker, after that beta blockers and potassium channel blockers, and last one miscellaneous. Okay, first one is nitrous. Nitrous short acting is glyceryl trinitrate या फिर nitroglycerin. It is also called nitroglycerin. Okay, GTN, that's full form is glyceryl trinitrate. Okay, long acting drugs is isorbide dinitrate, short acting by sublingually route. Whenever you use this drug sublingually, that time it is short acting. When you people use this drug orally, that time it is long acting. Okay, isorbide, mononitrate, erythritol and treatment. Okay, next one is beta blocker. That beta blocker is propranolol, metoprolol and atenolol. Okay, next one is calcium channel blocker. First one is phenylethylamine. That's for example verapamil. Example for beta blockers is propranolol, atenolol. Okay, propranolol, atenolol, metoprolol. These all are the beta blocker. Next one is calcium channel blocker. Calcium channel blockers, verapamil, deltazine, amlodipine, nifedipine, all are the calcium channel blocker. Okay, benzothioxepine. This is example for deltazine. Okay, nifedipine, felodipine, amlodipine, nitrodipine, nimodipine, lesidipine, all are the calcium channel blockers. Next one is classification of anti-anginal drugs. First one classification, other classification. First one is potassium channel blocker. Potassium channel blocker, Nicorandil, the drugs we can use these drugs, potassium channel blockers. Okay, penicillin, it is also one example for potassium channel blockers. Okay, next one is other drugs is all are the other extra drugs. Okay, next one is classifications. Clinical classifications used to abroad the treatment of attacks. CTN, glyceryl trinitrate, isorbate, and dinitrate. It is used sublingually whenever you people are use this is sublingually. That time it's occur short acting. When you people use these drugs orally, that time it is long acting drug. Okay, used for chronic prophylaxis. All drugs are used in chronic prophylaxis. Next one is nitrous oxide, nitrous. It is preload reductions, peripheral volume in the blood. It decreases the venous return preload reductions. After load reductions, nitrous also produce some arterial dilatations. Okay, and slightly decrease the total peripheral resistance and after loading of heart. Residual distribution of these drugs is coronary blood flow. Sometimes it is angiographically visible and coronary artery. Then arterioles are resistance vessels. Okay. Redistributions of coronary flow. You see redistribution of coronary flow in this artery. 3 nitrous oxide will be occur and it is angiographically visible for these drugs. Okay, next one is mechanism of actions. How its mechanism of actions will be. Okay. First, we will see there the organic nitrous agent are prodrugs that are the source of nitrogen and oxygen. Nitrogen and oxygen activates the soluble inform and guanylyl cyclases, thereby increase the intracellular level of the GMP. Okay, you already know GMP is guanylyl cyclase. Okay, and there is promote the phosphorylation of these myosin light chain and that reduce the cytosolic and calcium ions and lead the relaxation of smooth muscles that called is preload range of these tissues. Okay, next one is same this is, and there we will see how it will be acting. There are calcium channels. This is cardiac ring. There you can say there is calcium entry, and after the storage of calcium in the ring. After that calcium CAM, that is colmodulin. Colmodulin it's release this storage calcium, and after that MLCK myosins. Okay, myosins that increase the MLCK. Okay, phosphohydrolated MLCA, phosphohydrolated MLCA increase, and myosin is activated. After that myosin is activated. That time the phosphohydrated is negative. Myosin is acting. After that the contraction will be occur. Okay, this is smooth muscle cell. This is nitrodilator. It is also force that time GTP and GMP. it is negative force, that's why it is not activated and calcium is out the range. And there is smooth muscle cell, that force is increased, that calcium ion is collect, after that it is come on MLCK and myosin is activated. Myosin is take action or increase the contra indications. Okay. After that myosin acting and this is contraction of the heart and increase the contraction of heart. Okay. Next is pharmacokinetics. Organic nitrate are lipid soluble, well absorbed from the buccal mucosa of the intestine and skin, and integrate orally. All aspect of isosorbide mononitrate undergoes these extensive and variable first pass of metabolism in this level. How it will be effect of these drug, whole of these things. First we will see in pharmacokinetics. Pharmacokinetics, we will see the nitrates are the well absorbed orally. Whenever we take these drugs in orally, the time it will be occur the form of buccal mucosa and infect this intestine and skin and integrate orally. Okay. And nitrates are available for the oral, sublingual and parenteral use of ointment and transmitted features of topical use. Topical preparation are used for prevention of nocturnal episode of angina, but there is an increased risk of developing the tolerance with the topical and slow release the preparations. Okay. This is pharmacokinetics. There is nitroglycerin, there is isosorbide dinitrate, and there is isosorbide mononitrate. Whenever we take it sublingually, that take 2 minutes. Whenever we take this tablet with spray form, the time this drugs is take time for 25 minutes for metabolizer. Okay, orally we take that time. These drugs take 35 minutes and sometime orally we taken the time 4 to 8, sometimes it's take 4 to 8 hours. Transdermal, when we take transdermal the time it's take 30 minutes. Okay, 10 to 12 hours it will be activated. And there is isosorbide dinitrate sublingually 5 minutes and sometimes it occur 1 hour. Oral slow release is 30 minutes and 8 hours it will be. Sometimes it's take 1 hour, 8 hours. Isosorbide mononitrate, it is orally extended and release. Orally we take this isosorbide mononitrate orally. It's take 30 minutes and sometimes it's for elimination that take 24 hours. Next one is adverse effect. Adverse effect is common. First one, headache is common. Flushing, sweating will be occur. Palpitation will be occur. Weakness, postural hypotensions, races can be occur. Nitrous develop the repeated long-term use of, particularly when we use continuously, its high plasma nitrate level are present. These all are tachycardia, postural hypotension, fecal flushing. Okay, it will be occur for adverse effect. This is also freeness in headache, troubling headache, sometimes degree tolerate develop in the continuously. Whenever we people take this drugs continuously, the time headache, troubling will be occur. Flushing, weakness, sweating, palpitation, dizziness, and panting, it's all will be occur. And expect posture of alcohol the time this symptom will be occur. Methylglobemia is significant clinically used dose. Okay, O2 carrying capacity in the blood it reduce and races will be occur. Next one is drug chart. Okay, drug chart we can see there nitroglycerin GTN, nitroglycerin GTN, glycerin trinitrate. That first preparation is these 0.5 mg tablet nitroglycerin. It is to form glycerin trinitrate spray form 0.4 mg per spray. Okay, dosage is 0.5 mg sublingually and duration of action it act on 10 to 30 minutes. Next is angiosprin TR 2.5 to 6.5 mg SR. These tablets 5 to 15 minutes orally. For its duration of action 4 to 8 hours. Last one is nitrodine, that is take time 1 peaches 14 to 16 hours per day. Apply maximum 24 hours till the infused. Okay. Next one is isobide dinitrate. This is preparation salt. The dose of drugs is 5 to 10 mg sublingually and 10 to 20 mg orally. And duration is 20 to 40 minutes and sometimes it's take 2 to 3 hours. Okay. Next one is isobide 5 mononitrate. It is take time duration 20 to 40 mg orally. Dose of these drugs is 20 to 40 mg orally and duration of time is 6 to 10 mg. Okay. Next one is erythryl trinitrate. It is dosed 50 to 60 mg orally and it will take time 4 to 6 hours. Okay. Next one is pentaerythritol tetranitrate. It's take time 10 to 20 minutes and 10 to 40 mg orally and 80 mg and sometimes it's take 80 mg orally and it will take time 4 to 6 hours and 3 to 5 hours, 8 to 12 hours. Next, use of angina drugs. Angina pectoris is mainly used for nitrous and it's mainly effect whenever chest pain will be occur. The time we should use these drugs. And second use is whenever patient having coronary artery syndrome, that time we should use all the drugs for the available doses. Okay. Next is myocardial infections. Whenever myocardial infection will be occur, that time we should give these drugs carefully because whenever patient has hypotension or tachycardia, that time the infusion will be avoided because that time the heart rate and blood tachycardia, whenever we take during tachycardia time, the time it's increase the oxygen flow, but it's occur rupture of the cardiac muscles. Okay. And hypotension we can avoid these drugs because of whenever BP is fall, the time whenever we give these drugs with infusion, the time hypotension will be occur. Okay. Because the time tachycardia will be occur and it increase the blood pressure also. Frequently use these drugs evolving MI and reduce the relief of the pain. And next one, CHF and acute LVF. congestive heart failure, and left ventricular failure, nitrate afford relief by venous pooling and blood, which adding the sitting posture while managing acute LVF, left ventricular failure, and severe chronic congested heart failure. It reduces the venous return preload and decrease the diastolic volume. And second one is improvement of left ventricular function and pulmonary congestion. Okay, intravenous CTN glycerol trinitrate is the preparation of choice for the emergency uses. Rate of infusion must be guided by continuously hemodynamic monitoring. Okay, next one is esophageal spasm या फिर sublingual glycerin trinitrate. It's relieve pain whenever we take nitrates the time before a meal, facilitating feeding in the esophageal glycia. It reducing the esophageal tone. Okay. Next we will discuss here calcium channel blocker. And other more drugs we will use vasospasmic angina, unstable angina, extraanginal angina, cardiac failure, already myocardial infarction is done, kyanide poisoning, whenever patient poisoning that time we take these drugs. Okay. Another one is calcium channel blocker. Calcium channel blockers relax the arterioles and leading to a decreased peripheral vascular resistance, and it's also reduction of after load. Next one is dilate the arterioles and decrease the total peripheral resistance. Next one is whenever it's slow the arterioventricular conduction, it's directly and decrease the heart rate, contractility, blood pressure, and oxygen demand. It is also has some alpha adrenergic blockers activities also. Next one is rapamycin has greater negative inotropic effect than amlodipine, but it is a weaker vasodilator. Okay. Next one is verapamil. It should not be given with beta blocker, digoxins, cardiac depressed like quinidine and disopyramide. Okay. Next one is beta blocker. What is beta blocker? Beta blockers reduce the frequency and severity of attack. External angina are useful for prevention of these. Whenever we take beta blocker, the time prevention of angina also. Okay, it is mainly increase the sympathetic activity and increase whenever we take beta blocker, that increase the heart rate and force of contraction and increase the O2 consumptions. Okay, we can say there the beta adrenergic blockers decrease the oxygen demand of the myocardium by blocking beta 1 receptors, resulting in decreased heart rate, contractility, and cardiac output and blood pressures. Okay, all the beta blockers are nearby equally effective in decreasing the frequency and severity of attack, and in this increase the exercise tolerance, the classic angina. But sometimes it's we take atenolol, metoprolol are preferred over the non-selective beta 1 and plus beta 2 blockers like propranolol. Okay, agent with symptomatically activity, intrinsic symptomatically activities such as pindolol should be avoided in patients with angina and those who have had a MI. Okay, next one is how its pharmacological action is affecting organs. Okay, first one is heart. Calcium influence increase the ischemia because of the membrane depolarizations that hypoxia produce. The calcium channel blocker protect the tissue by inhibiting the entrance of calcium into the cardiac and smooth muscle cell over the coronary and systemic arterial and bed, decrease the smooth muscle tone and vascular resistance after load. Next one is smooth muscles relaxation and decrease the intracellular ability of calcium ions. The dihydroprionate nitrates have the most markedly smooth muscle relaxant and vasodilator action like verapamil, deltazim. Okay. Next one is phenylalkyne, verapamil, and benzothiazepine. It is deltazim and dihydroprionate. Okay, nifedipine, amlodipine, lactidipine, minidipine, nitridipine. Okay, all are the drugs. First one we will discuss. First drug, phenylalkyl verapamil. It dilates arterioles and decrease the total peripheral resistance. It slows the arterioventricular conduction and directly decrease the heart rate, contractility, blood pressure, and oxygen demand. It also has some alpha adrenergic blocker activities. Verapamil has greater negative inotropic effect than amlodipine, but it is weaker vasodilator. Verapamil should not be given beta blockers, digoxins, cardiac representation, when the like quinidine and diazopyramide. Okay. Next is benzothiazepine, here deltazim. Deltazim also showing AV conduction, arterioventricular conduction. It decreases the heart rate. Okay, and it is also coronary artery vasodilators. Okay, deltazim can relieve the coronary artery spasm and it's particularly useful in the patient with variant angina. Okay, it is somewhat less potent vasodilator than the nifedipine and verapamil, and it has moderate direct negative inotropic action, but directly depression of sinoarterial nodes and arterioventricular conduction are equivalent to verapamil. Okay. Next one, other dihydrochloride calcium channel blockers. First one is amlodipine, second one is nitridipine, and next one is lesidipine. These all are the vasodilators. Next, this is treatment of angina pectoris. Drugs used in angina pectoris. There are two main stages: reduction of oxygen demand and increase of oxygen delivery to the myocardium layer. This is drug used in angina pectoris. First, we take the vasodilator. We will use vasodilator, cardiac repressant, and other drugs. Vasodilator first, nitrates, long-acting, intermediate, and short-acting drugs. Next one is cardiac depressant. First one is beta blocker propranolol or calcium blockers verapamil, and other drugs is metabolize the rate of these drugs. Okay, today topic is finished. A remaining topic we will discuss tomorrow class, and revision of this whole topic is tomorrow class. Okay, thank you.